something. Yeah, I'll start my speech in three, two, and one. Panel, the government bench has to understand the differences between being arrested for disrupting the public and being arrested for harming the environment itself. Because, first of all, they give us many examples. For example, on how Greta Thunberg she blocked the highway and she is being arrested. Note the fact that they are activists themselves, right? So they should not do anything that will harm the environment. Instead, in this situation, they are being arrested for disrupting the public and for creating chaos. This is not about harming the environment in itself. So first of all, our question is that what benefit will there be when we lower the penalty for environmental protection related crimes, and how will it actually benefit the people and the problem of environmental protection as a whole? How can proposition make sure that the people on their side, or especially criminals who actually done those kind of crimes, will learn their lesson? Because in the motion it specifically says environmental protection related crimes such as eco-terrorism, vandalism, or some loitering on construction projects and environmental damage. So this means that the most vulnerable actors who usually did those kind of crimes are businesses or factories that they produce products and they can easily harm the environment. We don't believe that activists really contribute a really big role in this debate. So the which side will actually be able to benefit the most vulnerable stakeholders in this debate? First of all, the criminals, like we said, can be companies, businesses who can easily neglect importance of environmental protection over their innovative ideas. And for the government, they're working hard daily to solve the problem and protect their citizens, and they will make sure that their citizens stay happy, because note the fact that their citizens are taxpayers and they need to pay tax, which we will explain more about the problem of tax in our substantive argument. Now, first of all, coming to our responses for opening government. They only focus on activists without considering the main actors in this debate. So first of all, they said to us those things. First of all, they said that it will discourage the act of activists. We don't see how this will in turn affect the activists themselves, because activists, they're the ones who protect the environment and they raise awareness about the issue. And even if there are harsh penalties, this doesn't affect the activists in any way. They will still fulfill their job perfectly, since they're not the one who harms the environment. And secondly, they say that individuals should actually engage in community service instead of being heavily fined. OG has to understand what exactly is a penalty. It's a type of punishment that will be posed against the criminal, right? So it can be anything as long as it is a punishment being posed by the government. It can be serving the community, it can be paying fines or going to jail. And this debate is a matter of whether to lower the severity of those penalties. So on our side, serving the community will still happen on our side. Instead, we will make people understand more and actually serve the community more, like do more community services than on their side of the house. And they also say that it will empower individuals to stand up instead of being scared. And okay, I'll take that before I move on. Okay, I believe that the government, they actually know their roles and they know what they're doing. So for example, the severity of the punishment or the severity of the penalty will be based on the actions themselves. So for example, if a business or a company, they did bad things, right? They severely terrorized the ecosystem, then surely their penalty will be more harsh than someone who just literally throw trash on the street. Maybe that person who threw trash on the street will be recorded and will have to do community service, etc. So we believe that the harshness of the penalty will depend on the individual's action themselves. And you said that this will discourage people to learn about the problem the Earth is facing. This is an extremely vague statement made on their side, since they haven't explained to us how people will actually learn about their action better when they have lighter punishments. There are arguments around the fact that ensure the punishment better suit the criminals and encourage people to willing to take personal stand and lower the financial burden. We believe that punishment better suit the criminals happen on both sides, as we have answer your POI, and lower the financial burden. First of all, we believe that those individuals shouldn't have done it in the first place if they don't want to lose their money in the first place. And really, this is something that will make them scared because nobody wants to be punished, nobody wants to lose their money. So when they are faced with the fact that, oh, I will lose my money, or I will be fined heavily if I produce this kind of idea for my business, then we believe that businesses have to take considerable actions when they are doing something that can considerably harm the environment. Now, CG, they said that government, they only focus on people's wrongdoings, and they mention the fact that it's more important to focus on the root problem and on the root cause. Okay, so both the government bench here, they haven't said to us what exactly is this root cause and how can we actually solve this, which we believe that on our side we're better because we can solve this problem better by making people understand and by making people scared. We don't understand how solving the root cause will look like on their side. So our main argument surrounds the fact that the cost of repairing environmental damage is often high, so lowering penalties would reduce the funds available for restoration efforts, placing a greater financial burden on government and taxpayers. So the problem here is that when a building or an ecosystem is being damaged, money isn't needed to solve the issue, and acts like vandalism or harming construction, etc., can require lots of money to be solved, and this put a big burden on the government and taxpayers. Taxpayers here are essentially the citizens, right, who have to face the problem of repairing the damage of the ecosystem, etc. So we believe that the most common type of penalty is oftentimes that businesses or factories, they have to pay a specific amount of money to the government for their wrongdoings. And this money in turn will actually help the government in their other issues like healthcare, education, and most essentially, they will have to use this money to solve the problem of the environmental damage that is being posed from those kind of factories and businesses. So the impact here is that it will severely reduce the financial burden from the government and the taxpayers. Citizens will be happy because they know that their money is being put in the right place without having to solve the problem of others' wrongdoings, and everyone will be happy in return. And we believe this is like only achievable on our side because we implement this in the first place. We don't lower anything, and on our side, we're still able to solve the problem better than on their side of the house. Proud to oppose.